Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Arizona State University College Tour Watch Party, our biggest ASU virtual tour ever. You are one of over 1,000 high school students from around the country watching right now and learning more about what your ASU experience could look like next year. My name is Nikhil, and today with me are four of my fellow ASU students and my co-host, Trey Levesque. You're going to meet everyone throughout this program, but for now, can everybody wave hello to the prospective students and families watching along at home?
Hey everyone, my name is Trey, and I'm so excited to host you for the next hour as we introduce you to some of the most wonderful people at Arizona State University.
So here's the story. When COVID-19 made it harder for students like you to visit one of our campuses, ASU wanted to make sure that you could still get an experience as close as possible to visiting campus. So we teamed up with a group of Emmy-nominated Hollywood producers that have worked on shows like Survivor and World's Toughest Race to bring a new show to life that will stream on Amazon Prime Video and Roku. It's called The College Tour. The host of that show is Alex Boylan, a veteran Hollywood producer and former winner of The Amazing Race. Do you want to say hi, Alex? Alex, could you unmute? I think you might be muted.
Oh, sorry. Here I am. No, I just want to say I'm so excited to be here. Ever since I stepped foot on the ASU campus, I was just so impressed by everyone, excited about this watch party, and for all the prospective students and families watching at home, you're going to love this episode. You're going to love these students, and you're going to love this campus.
Thanks, Alex. You're completely right. It is pure ASU fashion that we went all out for this event. We filmed on the Tempe, downtown, Polytechnic, and West campuses, capturing 18 student stories that capture different diverse perspectives across the university, totaling an hour-long episode that is now available right now on Amazon Prime Video and Roku.
So here's how this watch party will go. For the next 50 minutes or so, we'll introduce all of the students you see on screen. They'll tell you a bit about themselves and show their segment from the episode. While you watch, you can ask questions on Twitter using the hashtag #TheCollegeTourASU. We'll answer questions live on air, and later we may have a couple ASU VIPs join us to close out the hour and tell you why they think you'll be a great fit here at ASU. So Emma, do you want to get us started?
Thanks, Nikhil. Hey everyone, I'm Emma. I'm a biomedical sciences major and voice performance minor here at Arizona State University. I came to sunny Tempe, Arizona from Anchorage, Alaska. Now my segment is all about resident life and why it's so great to live on campus. So as Nikhil said, throughout the watch party, you can ask questions to us by using the hashtag #TheCollegeTourASU on Twitter. So feel free to ask me questions about life on campus as well as about my experience as an out-of-state student. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic to Lily.
Thanks, Emma. Hey there, future Sun Devils. I'm Lily, and I'm a master's student majoring in robotics and autonomous systems, having just graduated in December with my bachelor's majoring in mechanical engineering with a minor in dance. Yes, you heard that right. At ASU, it's easy to mix and match all of your interests and passions into combinations of multidisciplinary majors, double majors, and minors. My segment is all about the world-class academics available to you at ASU. So feel free to ask me questions about what it's like to be a student here, or about robotics, or all of the undergraduate research I've done, or getting your master's in just 4.5 years, or my personal passion, salsa dancing. Okay, I'll kick it over to Rachel.
Thank you, Lily. My name is Rachel, and I'm an air traffic management major on the Polytechnic Campus. My segment tells you all about the different campuses at ASU. Many of you likely already know about the Tempe campus, but we also have the West campus in Glendale, the downtown Phoenix campus in the heart of the city, and my personal favorite, the Polytechnic campus in East Mesa. All these different campuses will help you find a version of ASU that fits your style. You can ask me questions about what life is like on the Polytechnic campus or what it's like going to class in a simulator. Why don't we start there and show you our segment on the ASU campuses?
Okay, so now we're heading over to ASU's Polytechnic campus to meet up with Rachel Schatz.
She's a junior majoring in air traffic management, and she's going to spend a few minutes talking about the many different campuses ASU offers its students. This is really cool. Rachel, please take it away.
Thanks, Alex. We're here at the Polytechnic Campus, and the Polytechnic Campus was the perfect choice for me for a lot of reasons. The first of which being that it offers my very niche program in air traffic management. ASU is one of only a few institutions that offers an air traffic control program that is pre-approved by the Federal Aviation Administration. When I was in high school, my brother attended the Polytechnic Campus as a software engineering major, so I was already very familiar with the campus, and I was mostly drawn to the size. My graduating high school class only had about 90 students in it, so I was already really used to knowing all of my classmates, having relationships with my teachers, and I personally feel that I learn much better in that environment. So I'm really grateful that ASU has the Polytech campus as an option because you really get that small college type of environment while still maintaining all of the benefits of coming to an institution as large as ASU. ASU has 4 main campuses located in the greater metropolitan Phoenix area, and they're primarily organized by area of study. Our Tempe campus, which is our largest campus, offers a range of programs from engineering, business, art and design, global futures, education, and much, much more. At the downtown Phoenix campus, you'll find our nursing program, the majority of our health programs, public service, law, global management, and one of the top journalism schools in the country. The West Campus includes our criminal justice programs, our interdisciplinary arts and sciences, and some business, health, and education programs. The Polytechnic Campus is comprised of engineering degrees, including our 4 aviation programs. The Polytechnic Campus also includes some additional business, integrative arts and sciences, and education programs. ASU also offers a wide variety of learning opportunities outside of the 4 main campuses in the greater Phoenix area, including ASU at Lake Havasu, ASU Local, which is located in downtown Los Angeles, and we offer a wide variety of programs on ASU Online. ASU is also partnered with many community colleges, which means that you can transfer your credits to a 4-year ASU degree program without issue. There's no doubt in my mind that the Polytechnic campus is truly where I belong, and I firmly believe that with all of the options and opportunities available to you at Arizona State, you can find where you belong to. Back to you, Alex.
Rachel, that was fantastic. First of all, thank you for being the future of keeping our skies safe and sound with air travel. And what a great walkthrough of all the campuses. ASU has options for anyone's taste. That was great. Cheers, Rachel. Rachel, your segment, it's so important for everyone to understand because ASU really is one campus in many places. You know, I live in Los Angeles. I'm your neighbor state. And, you know, after going to campus, I didn't realize how lush, diverse, and just truly special it is living in the desert. You guys have something pretty awesome there at ASU.
You're completely right, Alex. I mean, coming from Alaska, I couldn't believe how diverse Arizona is. I love to hike, and there's tons of opportunities for that here locally, as well as a short drive up to Sedona. And with Tempe Town Lake and a pool on every campus, there is a surprising amount of water for a desert.
Forgot the mute button. It's also super important for students to know that regardless of the campus you choose, you get the same ASU degree. Other schools are different in that they have a main campus and then they've got satellite campuses. And then if you're on a satellite campus, your degree is from that location, but not at ASU. When you earn your diploma at ASU, if you're majoring in any degree on any campus, or ASU Online for that matter, your degree is from Arizona State University.
Now, Nikhil, I think it's time for some questions. Let's see what we came up with on social media.
Let's do it. So the first question I've got is actually for Rachel. Rachel, is it hard to feel connected at ASU when you're on one of the smaller campuses?
Absolutely not. What's really cool, I mentioned this in the segment too, what's really cool about the Polytechnic Campus West downtown, of course, I can only speak to my personal experiences at the Polytechnic Campus. You're an ASU student first and foremost. And so the coolest thing I think is that we have the shuttles that are free for students that run every 15 minutes So I've gone to football games, I've been on Mill Ave. So it's a little bit different in that it's not, the Tempe big everything experience. But for me, that fits a little bit better because I like to come back to my nice, quiet campus where there's, little bunny rabbits hanging around and stuff like that. So to me, no, not at all. But I really think it's kind of what you make of it. You can make your college experience here literally anything you want it to be. If you want to stay and hang out in the quiet campuses, that's totally fine. But if you want to go to the Tempe campus and feel that big experience, you can absolutely do that too.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. So I've got another question for everyone. What do you wish you'd known before you arrived on campus? Anyone want to take a shot at it?
I'll take a shot, Nikhil. I think one thing that I wish I would have known coming onto campus was just how large the university really is. The university is very well interconnected, and if you are based on campus, for example, the Tempe campus, it's so easy to travel between campuses on our ASU shuttle service. And so even if you have some friends on other campus, it's so easy to see them on the weekends, obviously being very socially distant and safe in the process of doing so. But there's so many ways for you to stay connected with other campuses and be involved on programs on every campus of ASU.
Yeah, I should have added too, you can take classes on pretty much any campus too. You could take the shuttle and take a few math classes over at Tempe or at Poly or wherever you feel like. So that's another really great way that you can stay connected with all the different campuses.
That is awesome. I think time for everyone to see Lily's segment on world-class academics.
Next, we're heading over to ASU's biodesign buildings here on campus to meet up with Lily Bay Wallace. Lily is a senior majoring in mechanical engineering with a minor in dance and has already started her master's in robotics and autonomous systems. Super, super impressive. Lily is going to take a few minutes and talk to us about the quality of academics here at ASU. Lily, take it away.
Thanks, Alex. Arizona State was an easy choice for me. ASU accepted my AP scores as general electives and directly transferred my dual enrollment credit, which meant that I've been able to graduate with my bachelor's in mechanical engineering in just 3.5 years. Through Arizona State's 4+1 program, I was able to complete my master's in robotics and autonomous systems just a year after. I chose mechanical engineering because I wanted to solve real-world problems, but I had no idea what industry I might work in or what my career might look like. In my sophomore year, I had the incredible opportunity to work with a board-certified music therapist from Chicago to develop an electromechanical drum integrating autism therapy frameworks with pressure-sensitive feedback in the form of lights, sounds, and vibrations to teach children on the autism spectrum the relationship between physical actions and emotional responses. This incredible experience was through the Engineering Projects in Community Service Program, or EPICS for short, here at Arizona State. My team and I were awarded for our work at the Society of Women Engineers International Conference in 2019. ASU is one of the fastest growing research institutions in the country in all disciplines. I'm standing outside of the Biodesign Institute, which is home to groundbreaking human health, community safety, and global sustainability research. One of the benefits of attending a large university is not only are you learning from top-tier professors, but there is a diversity in course options and time offerings. I've been able to take classes online and in person, allowing me to work part-time throughout my college experience and learn new things, like looking at the Star Wars universe through the lens of a film critic, or learning about death and dying across the world from anthropologists in the field, using music theory to dethrone the king of rock and roll, or learning not only how to dance salsa, but to teach it. I have loved my time at Arizona State. But even more than that, I am confident in my ability not just to get a job, but to have a career in a fulfilling industry at a competitive employer, thanks to the rigorous academics and variety of research and extracurriculars provided to me here at Arizona State University. So forks up, future Sun Devils, and I'll pass it back to you, Alex.
Lily, you are such an impressive student. What you are doing in the world of engineering is fascinating, mind-blowing, in fact. Keep up the great work, and thank you for taking the time to speak about your academic journey here at ASU. That was awesome. Bye, Lily.
As mentioned, Lily, you are crazy, crazy, crazy well-rounded and impressive. I have a personal question for you. Was it hard for you to work with your advisors to put together and create a plan that includes such a different major and minor? And in addition to that, as an engineer, was it hard for you to make room for electives or minors in the arts?
It wasn't difficult at all for me to accomplish either of those goals. At Arizona State, connecting between different majors and minors, even out of the college that you're currently operating in, is really simple. I just needed to go to my advisor, let them know that I wanted to take on a different minor, and then I just booked through a simple online tool with a different college, in this case, the Herberger College for the Arts. I booked an appointment, learned what courses I need to take, and like that, I was a dance minor. And fitting in these dance minor credits into my school program was really simple because, at least in the engineering program, your expectation runs to about 15 credits per semester. That includes your general electives as well as your technical electives and required coursework. And so in that framework already, I had a little bit of room to put in my dance credits where other general electives would have been. And for me, integrating the arts into my schedule directly was a way to sort of force myself to take a break and really do something for myself and enjoy. And the dance classes at Arizona State University have been amazing.
And it looks like another question just came in. Nikhil, if you want to ask it for the group.
The mute button's getting me. So our next question is going to be again for Lily. We're going right back to you. Lily, as a master's student, how do you still find time to pursue dance? How do students at ASU in general find opportunities to pursue extracurriculars?
Extracurriculars are super easy to pursue because there's options for taking it as a course so that you can get credit for it. It can go on your transcript. It can help be a little bit of a GPA booster during a rough semester. And for me, it literally forces me to take time out of my schedule to do something a little bit for myself. But not just that, we have an incredible selection of clubs and organizations, both professionally and recreationally, for all sorts of types of dance, for all sorts of types of art, for all different types of exercising. Some of the most popular clubs at ASU include our K-pop dance team that you can try out for and do competitions and performances all across ASU's different campuses, as well as the Outdoors Club, which does camping trips and hiking trips all across just our gorgeous state of Arizona.
Thank you, Lily. So we got our next question in, and I think I might take a quick stab at it first. But the question is, how would you describe the learning environment alongside COVID still being a part of daily life? And so one thing that I can talk about regarding that is really the versatility and the flexibility that ASU has given a lot of their students. You have the option to take classes through an ASU Sync modality in which you can attend class live either via Zoom or in person, depending on capacity and depending on what you're comfortable with. And then oftentimes students can even take classes asynchronously as well, where say perhaps they've got a work schedule and they can't attend one class in particular, they easily have the ability to take it asynchronously and watch the lectures on their own time, as well as complete labs and do whatever else they're required to. So really, at least from my experience, the learning environment alongside COVID has really just been accelerated. The virtual environment allows for the opportunity of new ways of learning and new ways of thinking and new ways of collaborating across disciplines, but also across geographical locations. Being on Zoom, you can work with people across the country, and it's in a matter of seconds you can be connected with them. So if anyone else wants to take a crack, let me know. But if not, we do have another question, and that is, if I stay on a single campus, can I get a smaller college feel?
I can go ahead and take a crack at this question. So I'm actually a residential assistant, which also technically my position is called CA, but it's commonly known as residential assistant at other communities or at other universities. And the great thing about living on campus is that first year students live in dorms with other first year students, and there are quite a few dorm buildings, which usually correspond to one of the colleges. So you'll be living alongside students who are taking similar majors as you. And I think that you definitely get to have that community and small university feel by living in these residential communities. Not to mention, if you apply and are admitted to Barrett Honors College, one of the great things about the Honors College here at ASU is that it's such a large institution, it can sometimes feel overwhelming, but as a Barrett student, you're able to enjoy all of the resources that a large institution would have to offer, but you still get the most out of your education as you possibly can through honors contracts and obviously the thesis. So there's definitely a lot of ways that you can still feel like you're getting the most out of your education at such a large university.
Emma, that's a great answer. I think that like perfectly segues us, and we should watch your segment on residential life.
Now we're gonna head over to the Barrett Residential Complex. Here we're gonna meet Emma Broyles. She's a sophomore studying biomedical sciences and voice performance, and she's gonna take a moment to walk us through resident living here on campus at Arizona State University. Emma, please take it away.
Thanks, Alex. So one of the main reasons I chose ASU was actually because of the campuses and campus life. So I'm a student on the Tempe campus, which lies in the heart of Tempe, Arizona. And the nice thing about this is I get to experience life in Tempe while only being a short drive from downtown Phoenix, which I can get to on the campus shuttles. The Tempe campus is ASU's most populated campus with over 50,000 students. And I really would say that the energy on this campus is unmatched with any other college campus that I had toured. Additionally, you can go see a Broadway show at the ASU Gamage Auditorium, or you can go shopping at the Scottsdale Fashion Square. You could even take a shuttle downtown and go check out the Science Center or the Art Museum. There truly is something different to do every weekend. The Tempe campus is home to 8 different residential communities in which the first-year students live alongside other students with similar majors. Getting to live alongside students with the same major is great, not only because you're taking most of the same classes, but also because you get to build relationships with like-minded students who you may just end up working alongside someday. Additionally, these residential communities are very conveniently located, so students are only a short walk away from their classes, the dining halls, and the gym. For me, living on campus was an opportunity to make new friends and build meaningful relationships. I flew 6 hours from Alaska to Arizona by myself, knowing absolutely no one here. But within the first semester of my freshman year, I felt like I had known my group of friends here my entire life. And my roommates from my freshman year are still some of my closest friends today. And I owe that to living on campus. ASU also has a ton of on-campus job opportunities. And when you're a student like me, who's from out of state or maybe doesn't have a car here, this is certainly ideal. My first year, I actually worked at the Barrett Residential Front Desk, where I learned all about ASU housing and got to meet some of my closest friends today. I am now a community assistant, which is commonly referred to as residential assistant or RA at other universities, but I get to live alongside the first-year students and act as a resource for them. The on-campus experience is something you only get once in a lifetime, and ASU's campus truly is the place to be. I hope you learned a little bit more about what it's like to live on campus at ASU. Back to you, Alex.
Emma, that was fantastic. Thank you for sharing all of that. ASU has so many amazing living options. It's incredible. That was great. Thanks again, Emma.
Emma, that was awesome. And we had a question come in just for you. Someone said, I'm moving from Colorado, knowing absolutely no one in Arizona. Is it easy to make friends?
Yeah, I would say there are so many opportunities to meet people. And I think that when you're first, obviously getting to college, it can seem so intimidating, especially if you are from out of state. And, it just seems so scary. You think, how am I going to make friends? Like, what if I don't end up making any friends? But there are seriously so many ways that you can make friends, and you end up, seeing that once you get here. But I think that one of the great things about ASU is that they really make sure that first-year students can make sure to build connections with other first-year students before arriving in August. And one of those ways is through the Devils to Devils app, which I actually had utilized to meet my roommate and then my suite mates as well. Additionally, when I met most of my friends through working jobs on campus, I obviously mentioned in my video that I worked as a desk assistant, and pretty much most of my closest friends I met through working that job. Additionally, I work for Barrett social media, and I've met some really amazing people through there. Also, there are events that happen every single day at ASU, and there are over 1,000 student organizations and clubs. So there are just a ton of ways that you can meet new people and make friends. So I really wouldn't stress about it too much.
Thank you for that. So we've got another question, and anyone can take a shot at this, but I thought, Lily, it might be perfect, right up your alley if you wanted to go first. So the question is it easy to make friends from different campuses, or do you typically only really interact with the people within your campus? What's your experience like?
I think that it's really fabulous that, at least during my years at Arizona State, sporting events are free for all students, and it's such an incredible bonding opportunity for you to meet people outside of your major, getting passionate about getting together, showing your Sun Devil pride at any point in the year, and really joining in that camaraderie. And that is an intercampus thing. Everyone on every campus can use one of the campus shuttles to go to Tempe, go to the stadium, get in that end zone, and then just shout it up the entire time. And that's a really fantastic way that you can meet everyone from all different campuses. Personally, I've also taken classes on other campuses, not just Tempe. So that is another mode that my friend group has been expanded. There's a lot of different ways to do it.
Absolutely. So we got one new question in too. Does anyone want to talk about the diversity of students and faculty at ASU? Does ASU embrace diversity?
I can take a stab at this one. You know, one of the first things I realized coming to ASU was the diversity. I think you see it in the organizations you join, the classes you have, and ASU with our charter has embedded diversity in everything that the university does. Another thing I love talking about is the cultural coalitions that exist on every campus at ASU, and what these coalitions really focus on is, including different individuals, different backgrounds. We have the Women's Coalition, El Concilio, which is the Hispanic Coalition of International Students, and so many more that focus on making sure that this is a place, ASU is a place that is home for students, no matter what background you come from.
I was on mute. The mute button's getting everyone today. Okay, Nikhil, now it's time for your segment. Let's watch you talk about your experience in this segment called What Kind of a University Does the World Need?
Okay, everyone, first we're heading over to the Memorial Union on the Tempe campus. Here we have Nikhil Dave waiting for us. Nikhil is a junior, double majoring in neuroscience and innovation in society. Pretty cool. And he's going to talk to us about what kind of university the world needs right now. Nikhil, you are on.
Everybody, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in Arizona by two incredible immigrant parents who endured a treacherous journey from India to the United States about 25 years ago. Education was always a big part of their upbringing, and so it's become a big part of my own. Now, as a student here at Arizona State, I've had the opportunity to engage in a wide variety of learning environments. From working on cutting-edge technology to being able to be a part of a young group of phenomenal men in my fraternity, Lambda Chi Alpha. None of these opportunities would have ever been a possibility for me if it wasn't for the amazing college experience that Arizona State University provides. In the spring of 2020, I had the opportunity to take a class with the president of our university, President Michael Crow. And there were a lot of things that President Crow said, but there was one thing that stuck with me in particular. When describing the design of Arizona State, he explained that the primary purpose of a public university is to educate the public. While seemingly obvious, this sentence carried a lot of weight. What this means for us here at Arizona State is that we measure ourselves not based on the amount of people that we exclude, but rather all of the people we include and how they succeed. This focus on accessibility is something that's unique to Arizona State University, not only as a university, but for its students. In emphasizing inclusivity, our students have the opportunity to encounter diverse perspectives and different backgrounds, challenging their thinking and pushing them to grow. Beyond including students from all walks of life, ASU is also devoted to impacting society. Recently, I had the honor of serving as one of 4 team leads on 2 of ASU's COVID-19 response efforts, headed up by the Luminosity Lab, a student-driven skunkworks interdisciplinary research and development lab focused on developing technological solutions to problems in society. Our group developed the PPE Response Network, where we crowdsourced 3D printers from across Arizona to print and deliver over 14,000 units of PPE to medical clinics experiencing shortages. Beyond that, in just 4 months, we designed, developed, and scientifically validated 2 patent-pending sterilization technologies for sterilizing N95 masks and other critical PPE. Now, Luminosity is just one example of all the amazing opportunities that exist here at ASU. And all of these opportunities share one thing in common. They show that ASU is the university built for the future. Not only has ASU helped prepare me for my future and the future of the world around me, but it's also equipped me with unique experiences and close memories that I will hold for the rest of my life. So with all that being said, I'm so excited to show you what this place is all about. Welcome to ASU. Back to you, Alex.
Nikhil, great job. What you and Arizona State University are doing for the community here locally and throughout the state is incredible. You can feel that sense of inclusion here on campus, and it's awesome. Thanks, Nikhil.
Nikhil, that was a great segment, my man. So I have heard and understand that the team that was working on the COVID-19 project has an update. Tell us about that.
That's right, Alex. So since we last saw each other, a team of students that I've had the honor of leading won the X Prize COVID-19 Next Generation Mask Challenge. And we developed a COVID-19 mask that is comfortable and doesn't fog up your glasses, addressing some of the common pain points associated with wearing a mask.
Okay, so first of all, that is awesome because everyone hates that fog. What's X Prize?
Absolutely. So the X Prize is an international innovation competition that invited people ages 15 to 24 from all over the world to shift the cultural perspective around mask wearing behavior by developing the next generation of surgical grade consumer masks. Our design won, which means we won first prize and $500,000 to put our design into reality. It's been surreal, to say the least.
Awesome.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Thank you, Nikhil, so much for sharing that. I think this is something that I love so much about ASU. We don't just wait around for others to ask us to make things happen. Us as students, we go out to really make big and exciting things happen in our communities, and they're entirely student-led, just like the efforts that you're leading.
Thank you so much, Trey. I really appreciate it. I mean, that's what my experience at ASU has really been all about. You meet inspiring peers like the people we have on this call. You build teams based on different people's strengths, and you bring people together to get working on their common interests. Our ASU charter really inspires that sense of collaboration here. It's really not about competition. Being a part of a place that values inclusion and accessibility versus exclusivity really inspired me to work on things that I care about and bring my friends and classmates into the process. So with that, we had a couple more questions come in. Let's take 2 before we watch our last segment. So our first is for Rachel. How did you figure out what campus you would like better?
So my experience might be a little bit different from the typical one. My graduating high school class, even though I am from downtown Phoenix, my graduating high school class was only about 90 students. I had a lot of anxiety about going to college in general, and I felt that if I went to Tempe, it would be kind of like little fish, big pond. And my brother, I mentioned this in the segment too, my brother went to the Polytechnic Campus as a software engineering major. So I had already been on the campus many times before, and I loved it. I really love it out there. I love how green and lush everything is, while also having that really industrial kind of modern architecture. So I just really, really enjoyed the campus every time I went and visited my brother on it. And ASU is one of only a few institutions that is approved by the Federal Aviation Administration for what I want to do. Air traffic control is very, very specific. And so it just kind of fell into place. It just was one of those things that it made sense. And so that's where I ended up, and I couldn't be happier with my choice.
That's awesome. Thank you, Rachel. So we've got one more question for the panel. What about life outside of the classroom, like recreation, jobs, internships? I can take a quick crack at that, but I'll be short so we can get a couple people in. I think there's a lot of opportunity to do things outside of the classroom. You're certainly not bound to the classroom. And in fact, in most of your ASU classes, there's probably going to be components that involve internships or lead into internships, lead into jobs. But I will say ASU is as much an academic institution as it is a social institution. When you come to ASU, you're going to have a blast. You're going to meet amazing people. You're going to get a chance to pick up new activities and new things that you can do for fun. One example is most recently, I kind of got the opportunity to pick up scuba diving. And so I've been scuba diving during COVID, just kind of driving around to wherever I can go in California or near Arizona. And it certainly hasn't taken away from time in the classroom. But what do my other panel members think?
On the internships note, I've had the opportunity to intern at some really awesome companies. That's been at Raytheon, at the Intel Corporation, and currently I'm still working for the Southwest Research Institute in Texas. And all of those jobs were garnered from the amazing career fairs that the ASU engineering department hosts. So I was able to sort of do that networking and work in-house, and I didn't have to have that stress of trying to apply, sort of outside in the crazy framework of job, boards and things like that.
All right, thanks for those answers, you guys. All right, so Trey, do you want to go ahead and introduce our last segment?
Let's do it. So I know we all cannot wait, and I can speak from my personal experience, so we cannot wait for exciting campuses to come back in the fall. So let's watch this next segment on Kyle, one of our outstanding student athletes who will get us all more excited about next semester. Let's take a look.
Are you all ready for some ASU football or what? Let's head down to Sun Devil Stadium to meet Kyle Williams, a recent graduate of ASU. Kyle was a star wide receiver on the football team, and he's going to take a few minutes to talk about athletics and how participation in athletics goes way beyond being an athlete or a fan here at ASU. Kyle, you are on.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Sun Devil Stadium. This is the place to be on Saturday nights. Good food, the crowd is roaring, good energy, everyone's going crazy, the competitors are scared. You want to be in the inferno. But first, let me tell you how I ended up at ASU. Growing up, I liked math and science. These were my favorite subjects. And I went to go to university where I was able to express myself in these ways. And I chose ASU for one reason and one reason alone. It gave me a competitive advantage to be a good player, and also resources I need to be the best engineer that I could be. The student-athlete experience at Arizona State is unlike any other experience in the world. Arizona State truly embodies that fantasized ideology about college and energy and just fun, and it starts a tradition. And our first and main tradition at ASU is Pat Tillman, and he was a late American hero who died in battle. But here at Arizona State, we embody him as a true presence of our vigor, of our might, and of our strength. Every year, we have a game where we dress in camo and looking all cool to tip our hats to the military and to servicemen and women across the globe. Another aspect of the student-athlete experience at Arizona State University is the strong alumni network. We have years and years of players and coaches who come back and pour into the current program. Along with that is the lineage of great coaches that we've had at ASU, one being Frank Kush, who was the most winning coach in ASU history and who the whole field is named after. Now let me tell you about game day. Your blood is pumping, the fireworks are going, the inferno's roaring. And let me tell you, the inferno, that's where you want to be. Reserved for only the craziest and loudest ASU fans. And there's no better feeling than scoring a touchdown and hearing the inferno go wild. And the cool thing is the Sun Devils support Sun Devils, not only in football, but across all sports in campus. And outside of the field, court, and arena, ASU Athletics provides two key factors for athlete success. The first of those is nutritional care, where athletes can see a dietitian to receive custom plans for their fueling habits for optimum performance. And the second thing is academic guidance, where student athletes can receive a mentor who helps them choose career paths, major, and also gives them opportunities for extracurricular activities. Personally, for me, that was my internship at the Mayo Clinic, where I found my love for medical devices and healthcare provision. And ASU, being the pioneer in modern education that it is, really cares about not only your athletic performance, but about creating world changers and finding your true passion. And ASU as a whole is emerging as a top dog in research and athletic performance. And this is done throughout the whole Pac-12 through a competitive yet collaborative nature, where schools compete against each other at a high level, but still uphold respect and support each other to reach their full potential. All in all, my time at ASU has really changed the trajectory of my life. I know it sounds a little cliche, but truly, the summation of events I've undergone at Arizona State University has made me the athlete and engineer I am today. So whether you're a student or an athlete, come to ASU. We can achieve both at a high level. Forks up and back to you, Alex.
Kyle, that was awesome. Thank you for walking us through that. I can't imagine what it was like playing in Sun Devil Stadium with all your loyal fans. And thank you for taking time to go into how ASU is helping you all succeed on and off the field. That was fun. Thanks again, Kyle.
I'm bummed that I didn't get the chance to meet Kyle, and he couldn't make it tonight. But his story about working at Mayo is really inspiring. Before seeing his segment, I did not know that one of our star Sun Devil football players was doing such important work with one of the best medical systems in the world.
I could not agree more. And seeing the action of a Pac-12 game brings back so many amazing memories. For those of you watching, we have major events on every ASU campus, and regardless of what campus you're on, we have that free shuttle that we've mentioned previously between all of our campuses, so you can access events on every single campus.
Okay, everyone, now that we've gone through a few segments, we have time for a few questions. But first, I have one for Alex. So, Alex, can you tell everyone why you created the show and what you think students should keep in mind while watching episodes of the college tour?
Absolutely. First off, I want to tell the audience, we're watching just a little bit of this episode. You can watch the full episode on ASU's YouTube page, on Amazon Prime, as well as Roku. But back to your question, this whole thing was inspired. I love making the show. The entire production team loves making the show. My niece, last year, she came out to visit me in Los Angeles. And on that time there, she was coming to look at colleges. And during that time, she was like, I want to go check out some schools in Arizona and New York and all across the country. And between COVID and my sister not having the finances to fly her all around, it quickly became apparent that this show needed to be made. And literally, I've been in the business a long time. Myself, Lisa Hennessy, Burton Roberts, we got together and made it. So I always tell people, I truly love making this. I feel like it's just something that was needed. And then also, for the whole audience to understand, when you're watching this ASU episode, this is very authentic. This wasn't a bunch of marketing speech that was put into the students. You can ask any of the people there. These are their stories, and this is how they truly feel about ASU. And I think it's really important that everyone knows that. It was really fun. And at the end of the day, ASU is just a different campus, and you see that from the students. You see it to the faculty and the administration. They truly love making the experience for the students, one of a kind. And it's funny, back to that, my niece trying to find a school we were singing ASU's praises while we were filming. And then this episode came out, and now she is an ASU Sun Devil. I swear to God, I didn't plan that. That is a true fact though. And it's really cool. So yeah. And I just say that this was, ASU is amazing. All you students are amazing. And, any prospective students and families, please take notice, because ASU is the place to be.
Alex, thank you so much. We truly can't thank you enough for all that you've done. It's really been a great experience to be able to work with you. So if we have time for a few more questions that have come in through our social media, we'll go ahead and take them now.
Absolutely. So we've got one left, and the question is kind of in two parts. So I think I could take the first, and then Emma, if you want to take the second. The question is, what is Greek life like, and what about Barrett Honors College? So Greek life is really great here at ASU. It's a very tight-knit community. Everyone supports each other. It's a lot of fun, and you get to meet a lot of different people. You get to meet a lot of people from different backgrounds, and in doing so, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about their perspectives and the way that they think. And so it's been something that's been really great for my time here at ASU. And I'm very, very grateful that I joined it. Emma, do you want to talk about Barrett?
Yeah, of course. What I had already kind of mentioned earlier was one of the great things about being in Barrett is getting to feel as if you're a part of a smaller community while being at such a large institution. Meanwhile, you still get to have all of those resources of such a large university, such as Arizona State University. But also another great thing is getting to live alongside other Barrett students when you live on campus. So I live in the Barrett residential complex on the Tempe campus, and I live with, I think there's about 2,000 other Barrett freshmen that actually live in here. Although I'm not a freshman, I'm obviously a CA, but getting to live alongside students who are just as driven as you really just helps you to keep your mind in the right place and stay focused. And, not to mention for students who are planning on going to medical school or law school or any type of graduate school, having Barrett on your resume will really help you stand out from the other applicants. And it's just a great way to get the most that you possibly can out of your college experience.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Emma. So I'd like to end by thanking Trey, Emma, Rachel, and Alex for joining us tonight. You all are incredible, and it's been such a pleasure to get to know you through this. Now, prospective students, we have two special guests that just joined us. Our university president, Michael Crow, and our new provost, Nancy Gonzalez, just dropped in to say hello. Do you guys want to take it away?
How you doing, Nick? Nice to see everybody. Nancy, how are you doing?
Good to see you.
I am remembering to unmute right now. And
right, well,
here we go. There's my video.
Yeah.
Not working.
So can you see me, Nick? Can you see me all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, all I would say to everybody is that, the exciting thing about ASU is that what we've built is a truly 21st century university. We've got dozens of new schools, whole new ways of thinking about a school of social transformation, a school for the future of innovation in society. We've got a massive English department with every area of English literature and English culture, the English language itself being taught and created. We've got students coming in from all 50 countries, all 50 states, 140 countries. I mean, I think the thing that I can say, and the exciting thing about the university from our perspective on the faculty, is that we've created a truly high speed, highly agile, enhanced learning environment where you can come here and imagine whatever it is that you want to focus on. And we've got some way for you to do that. We've got a new residence hall opening for students that are starting businesses or starting social enterprises or musical enterprises or artistic enterprises, and you live there and your business in your garage is a part of the residence hall itself. We've got unbelievable diversity of energy and ideas and experiences all being brought into the same institution. And as we heard from Emma, we also have this ability to create small communities within a very large university, and that's been our hallmark, how we make those things work. So Nick, even yourself that you can come here and then all of a sudden become a world-class scientist and win a global X Prize contest like you led a team to be able to do. I mean, and 3 years ago when you first came to ASU, you might not have known that. So, I mean, it's just a tremendous institution in every possible way. And those of us on the faculty and on the staff here, we're only here for one reason. We're here to help you to succeed. So when you're thinking about coming to a college, we apply every asset we have, intellectual assets, whole new ways of thinking, whole new ways of empowering, dreaming for you to be able to succeed.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, President Crow. And you're absolutely right. I couldn't have guessed it 3 years ago, and I couldn't be more grateful 3 years later. So with that, I'd also like to introduce Provost Gonzalez. Provost Gonzalez, would you mind sharing a couple remarks as well, explaining about how the ASU academic community exists to help students succeed?
Well, as President Crow says, we're here for the students. And I do want to just stop and reflect on how incredible this college tour video is. I'm constantly trying to convey to people how amazing ASU is and how we provide opportunities for every person to carve their own pathway, to create something really unique while they're here and to succeed at the highest possible levels. It's really hard to say all of that in a convincing a way as this video did. So I want to thank everybody who was involved in putting that together. I think it shows what we're trying to achieve. And I can guarantee you that all of the academic enterprise is focused on what we can do to make sure that all students have that kind of experience.
So thank you so much again, Provost Gonzalez. So President Crow, we actually have a question in the chat coming for you. And prospective students and families watching right now, this is your chance to ask President Crow and Provost Gonzalez anything that comes to mind about ASU using that hashtag. So for President Crow first, how can a university with high acceptance rates actually be a high quality experience / education?
You know, what's interesting about that is I used to be the deputy provost at Columbia University. I used to be a faculty member there for 12 years. We had low acceptance rates because nobody wanted to grow the student body. And so in our particular case, we have what's called the qualification acceptance rate. So we've picked what was the admission requirement to the University of Michigan in 1950? What was the admission requirement to the University of California in 1950? And what I mean by that is that was considered, you know, the courses you needed to take in high school and the courses you need to take to get ready to go to college, and you need to get a B in them and so forth and so on, or at least a B. Those are our admission standards. And so it is counter logical that a university, just because they exclude a lot of people, is somehow a better institution. It just means that they've decided that they don't want to be generally available to all the people who are qualified. So we have an adamant position that we're taking, and that is that we admit everyone that's qualified to study at a research university by the standards that have been established over the last 8 decades. And we have maintained those, and we haven't artificially raised our admission standards just because we don't want more students. And so it's a very important question. I appreciate the question. Thank you.
I cannot agree more with what you've said. Just, I am surrounded every single day by peers that do such incredible things. And for anyone to try to turn to me and try to talk a certain type of way about colleges that are far more exclusive, there's a textbooks full of my peers that do such incredible work, like Nikhil, on a daily basis. It's just absolutely incredible what my peers do here at ASU. And this is a question for both of you. What skills do you think college students need to be attractive in the job market, and how is ASU helping provide those to them?
Nancy, you want to take that first, and I'll just add some.
I'll take that first. So we actually, we've actually done some work with business leaders and others in the community to ask them that question. And it's actually a surprising answer in some ways. Certainly, you know, the kinds of training that you're going to get in your disciplines matters tremendously. And, you know, depending on what path you choose, whether it's in the arts, whether it's in the sciences and engineering, you're going to get the top possible training. But we're also hearing that employers want to know that the students that they're going to hire actually know how to work in the real world in terms of real world problems, and working with teams kind of in collaborative projects to advance a common goal. So they love it when students are actively engaged, whether it's in an internship or in a job outside of school, or whether it's part of a lab experience, or all of the opportunities that you saw these students on the college tour engaging in. The employers are looking to see that you've actually engaged in that kind of activity. They want to know that you can function in those ways.
I think the only thing I would add to that is that, you know, when we talk to companies or not-for-profits or the military or graduate schools, wherever anyone is going, what they really want us to do is to send them a person capable of learning anything. And so that's what we focus on. We don't really, you know, the goal is across our hundreds of majors that everyone going through these majors, going through these programs, learns how to learn anything, learns how to integrate learning. And so it's kind of funny now, one of the hottest things in the market right now is an English major who knows how to code, or a philosophy major who knows how to do artificial intelligence programming. And so it's just, it's different than what you think. What we do know relative to our graduates is that, and we've studied tens and tens of thousands of them. They have lives of choice. They have lives of healthy outcomes. They have lives in which they are able to move their families forward and very successfully. We know that our graduates have the same economic outcomes as the graduates of the University of Texas at Austin, UCLA, and the University of Washington, any of the major universities, Ohio State, Penn State, any of those universities. So we do very well in terms of the quality of our graduates and the quality of our learning process. But the key here for you as students is our job is to help you to become a master learner, where learning becomes this lifelong profession for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So I do have one more question for both President Crow and Provost Gonzalez. And this is a question that came in via Twitter. It goes, quote, "I'm the first in my family to go to college. Some people in my family think it's a waste of money and that I should just work because I'll start earning money sooner. I could use some advice in talking with them about the value of a college degree from ASU." President Crow, Provost Gonzalez.
Well, I'll take the first cut. I know Nancy and I both, by the way, are both first generation college students from families where we heard the same thing. I heard from my great grandmother that it was a waste of my life and only weaklings went to college. And she was wrong. What I know is that my life was altered completely and totally by having a chance to go to college and open up the way that I was able to think and open up my level of creativity, open up the way that I was able to do things. And yes, I could have gotten a job right then. I could have joined the military right then. My brothers joined the Marines. I could have done all of that right then, but because I was able to go to college and find a way to get through college, my entire life and every single thing about it in every possible way was changed beyond belief. That's all I can, that's my own personal experience.
Yeah, I'll say I had a similar experience. My parents were not as uneasy about college, but as I kept going and went and got a PhD, they could not understand what it was I was doing. And my life was really changed in ways I never could have anticipated by coming to college. And I did go to ASU, by the way, as an undergraduate. So, I think something else to maybe convey to your parents is that, in fact, the world is changing so dramatically. It's not that you take one job and that's your job and you've got it for life. And it's not even the case that we even know what jobs are going to be there 3, 5, 10 years from now. So many jobs that were once there have been replaced. And so this is a lifetime opportunity to prepare yourself in many, many ways for all kinds of opportunities and possibilities that you're going to face in the future. So this really is the best thing you can possibly do for yourself. And if you want me to talk to your parent, I'm happy to do that.
I'll just say one other thing on the comment relative to giving up wages now and earnings now. So it's true that people go to work immediately after high school. They make more money than college graduates until age 26. And then they don't anymore after that on average.
Okay, here's one more question for the two of you, President Crow and Provost Gonzalez. How do you both make yourselves accessible to students when they're having problems?
Well, what I'll say is that anyone can write me, contact my office, michael.crow@asu.edu, and we'll be as responsive as we possibly can be immediately. And what we're responsive with is the thousands of people that work at ASU to be helpful to you as a student. And so all of us are wide open, all of us are accessible, all of us are responsive. And if you're trying to get a problem solved and you can't get it solved and you write us, then we'll figure out how to get it solved one way or another. And we make that a promise in how we run the place. And that's just the core of how we work.
Yeah, I agree. And President Crow has a saying that he uses that he says, raise your hand. All you have to do is raise your hand if you're experiencing something that we can be helpful with, and contact Dean of Students and you will get a response. Same is true for me now. I'm on the academic side of things, so I do get a lot of student concerns reported either directly to me or through the various directors and deans and what have you across campus. And our policy is that you will get a response. And partly what we try to do is we mobilize quickly to figure out, well, what is the issue? And then what is the best kind of solution that we can provide you, and then connect you up as fast as we can with the people that can help you. So never hesitate to reach out.
Absolutely. And one final question, President Crow, that came in for you. With all the information you hold and receive on a daily basis, how do you think ASU this fall will look when it comes to in-person learning and sporting/social events?
So our plan, based on everything we know right now, is to return to normal operations and then to be very sensitive to the further spread of the virus. And so our plan is that instruction will be normal, classroom instruction. Our plan is that, in fact, sporting events began taking fans today at a quarter of the normal outdoor crowd in baseball, for instance. So our plan is to return to normal operations. And then if the virus is still moving around and still spreading in a way that we're concerned. Well, we may have some slight variations, but that's our plan right now, and people should be excited about that. We're ready for that. We're excited about that. And we can also adjust on a moment's notice. We have every technological tool imaginable to move into whatever modality we need to move into.
Thank you so much, President Groh. I can say I am certainly excited for that. And once again, I'd like to thank both you, President Crow, and Provost Gonzalez. It's always a pleasure speaking with you, and thank you for taking the time to be here. And of course, Lily, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us as well. So with that, to the viewers at home, I'd like to say thank you all for joining us for the ASU College Tour Watch Party. We are so excited to share our ASU stories with you, and we can't wait to welcome you to the campus in the fall, or to any of our campuses. If you have more questions about ASU, our team will continue to monitor the email inbox and the hashtag #TheCollegeTourASU and answer any questions that you may have. Until we see you on campus here at ASU, good luck with the rest of high school, and go Sun Devils. Forks up.